best in radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
And welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. It's Kerry, Lutz, and got our friend Pam Oakes back, National Automotive Authority, ASE certified technician, former 20-year owner of Pam's Motor City, and author of Car Care for the Clueless. And if you're clueless, then stay tuned. What we're talking about here now is the car industry boom, strictly a result of easy financing. If you can fog a mirror, if you've got a pulse, then you too can qualify for a new car auto loan. And Pam, welcome back.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, so I've heard about 84-month auto loans. Somebody told me about a 10-year auto loan. What's your take on what's going on right now with the car industry and record sales? I mean, sales are back where they were in 2006. I think they're even ahead of record sales in 2006. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is, but the average vehicle out there as of last year was 11.6 years old. And so our wheels out there, they've been aging, and it's time to replace some of them. So for this upswing in sales, I'm really not too surprised. Last year, all the manufacturers combined, they boasted over 17 million vehicle sales, new car sales, which is great for the economy, but it's not so great for the individual economy because buying a spanking brand new car can definitely hurt your wallet and future finances.
Well, one of the things that I recommend you to do, and if you've listened to this show, you've known about it for a long time, is go over to Auto Trader or cars.com, find a late model car, 2-3 years old, at the oldest, low mileage. It's still got its warranty. The fact of the matter is, Pam, if I'm not mistaken, in this day and age, Lemon's so-called defective car that everything goes wrong with, very rare, and it's still got the manufacturer's original warranty. And in most states nowadays, you have lemon protection even on a used car, correct?
Depending upon the make, model year, and the mileage, lemon protection is still available on most models out there and make, but you really have to find out from your state exactly what year and what, the parameters of that lemon law is. A lot of the vehicles manufacture, a lot of the warranty items are up after 12 months or 12,000 miles. So you really have to research which got-to-have vehicle is going to go in your driveway and where it's set regarding warranty.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And, but the fact is, European cars, luxury cars often have 4-year, 50,000-mile warranties, and there are certified warranties on used cars available when you're buying them, especially the low mileage cars that'll cover you. Some of the foreign manufacturers, unlimited miles, limited number of years, so you can really get the best or even a better than new car warranty on a used car, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm not arguing about that. I'm just, you need to really watch because some of those unlimited warranties or 100,000-mile warranties, you really have to read the fine print because some of those warranties only apply to the first owner. So then if you're the second or third owner to that very low mileage vehicle, which I highly recommend, you're 100% on there. Let somebody else take the hit. But if you're the second, third owner of that low mile vehicle, especially luxury vehicle, a very, very good option is to get an aftermarket warranty, not through the dealership because you're not going to pay their commission fees on it. But there are dozens of fabulous aftermarket warranties out there online right now.
Right. And we're not getting paid by any of these aftermarket warranty people. Can you recommend one or two of them by name?
Sure. Yes, I'm definitely not getting paid by any of them. A real good one out there, and the majority of the dealerships, they seem to like to use, it's called Royal or Service Shield. That's a very good warranty. It has different tiers. They have the bronze package, silver, gold, and platinum package, depending upon your make and model, how many miles are on the vehicle, and what your needs are. I think that's a great package.
Yeah, and they're going to cover a lot of the things. Some of them even cover routine maintenance, right?
Well, you don't want routine maintenance so much. They have, how would you say, scheduled maintenance that the dealerships are covering, the manufacturers are covering for maybe the first 2 or 3 years. 3 years, 36, 2 years, 24,000 miles. They're giving those free oil changes, free rotations away. And the reason why they're doing that, they have found through research that the person who purchased the newer used vehicle or the new vehicle at that dealership, they are approximately 75, 76% more likely to return to that dealership to purchase their next vehicle. It's a great marketing concept. It really is.
So it gets you into the habit of going to that dealership, and assuming the dealership doesn't screw you too badly, you'll go and buy your next car from that dealership because it's habit forming, if you will.
Exactly. I am a big believer in take advantage of those coupons. We're constantly getting bombarded by oil change service coupons in the mail and through the newspapers. Grab one of those coupons. Take advantage of that lower price. Make sure you read the fine print, and when you go in before the vehicle service, that they're going to honor that price. But you need to be aware that somebody's probably going to come out there and say, Mrs. Smith, you need wiper blades. Mrs. Smith, you need tires. Mrs. Smith, you need an air filter.
Yeah. Bait and
because
switch
that's where they're going to make up, yes, with that low price. I mean, they're going to be looking, and believe it, cars out there, today's vehicles, there's 50,000 plus moving components on that thing. And I mean, things are going to be needing service. But, you need to have common sense. Why do I need this? Ask why. How is this going to affect my vehicle? How is it going to affect my wallet? Get a second opinion. You don't have to go off of that specific shop. But definitely take advantage of those oil change coupons before signing up for a service agreement on a newer used vehicle or on a new vehicle at the dealership.
Yeah. And you can also go to the Groupon living social sites. They've always got those coupons for oil changes, and often they're at those oil change quickie lube places that they have a limited number of upsells at those places, right? So you're not going to get upsold too badly at those places.
Correct. Yeah, you always can get a second opinion whenever you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach saying, I'm not too sure about this. Or, if you think it's pretty outrageous, like, stop. They don't have to do it. They're asking. And remember, you drove in there. You can definitely drive right back out of there. There's nothing so catastrophic that you can't drive out of there and go directly to a second opinion.
Absolutely. So what about Carfax? You're not a big believer in Carfax, are you?
Well, it has a good place in the industry, but you have to be aware when it comes to the accident part. As a matter of fact, I commented to Peter the other night. They had a Carfax commercial on TV, and they said reported accidents, and that's the key, reported accidents. Like I was saying earlier, I know 3 cars right now running around town that have had major repair body work done on the car, repair work from an accident, and come up clean on a Carfax. So I'll tell you a quick story. I had a friend of mine who wanted to get a second car. Of course, they were doing the right thing. They were getting a newer used vehicle. The vehicle only had less than 9,000 miles on it. And they called me up one night and says, come on, just take a look at this. We're going to buy this car. And I thought, no, we're going to put it up on the rack. I'm going to check it over, an independent set of eyes, check over this vehicle, and we'll see what's what with this car. So we were going around it, and I popped the trunk, and I was looking in there, and I could see that the body weld, where they welded the 2 pieces of the metal together to the body, you could see on one side, you could see it was a computer did it. The robot did it. And the other side, you could see a human did it because, of course, we can't get those welds perfect. And so I said something to him. I said, this car's been in an accident. See the difference in the welds there. And he says, well, The paper says no accidents. It's accident-free. I said, I'm telling you, it's been in an accident. Needless to say, they bought the car. A few weeks later, he gives me a call and he says, hey, this car's in an accident. And I said, what gave it away? And then he said something fell down on the side and they were digging out and they found a couple little pieces of glass in the trunk that they missed when they're cleaning it out.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I've had cars myself that I fixed, but usually it's more minor damage and usually you're not going to get into major accidents and have it not be reported to Carfax. Because, when insurance starts getting involved, when different things start occurring, you're going to have to get, when a car gets disabled. So I would say that Carfax is better than nothing, but it's not the last word. It doesn't absolve you from doing due diligence, putting that car up on the lift, looking at those doors, looking at your quarter panels, pulling out the mat and the in the trunk and looking to see, like you said, if it's been welded and looking under the hood and underneath the car, because obviously the pros put it under the lights, see if the paint really matches. Because nowadays, with computerized paint matching, they can match that paint so well that all but the most trained eye can miss a really well done repair, right?
Oh, definitely. Very, very easily can miss that. Just an independent set of eyes, an ASE Blue Seal shop, independent set of eyes. I used to charge $49 to go bumper to bumper. See what was going on with the car. And, it was the best $49 anyone purchasing a newer used vehicle could have made. The one thing good about Carfax, which I really liked, is that they are asking more and more independent shops, like the one I used to own. I would be able to put down the service maintenance agreement, so on and so forth, and they would show up. So the consumer who is going to purchase that vehicle, they'll be able to see, hey, they've been doing their oil changes. They've been doing their maintenance. Oh, they did brakes here. That I really like that concept.
Yep. I like
with,
that.
Carfax.
Yeah, I like that number of owners that it's had. There's just good things about it. You can see if it was owned by a corporate owner, if it's part of a fleet, rental car companies, and it just gives you information that you could never have gotten in the past. And look, like we know that not every accident is going to be reported to Carfax, but the really serious ones where the car can't be driven away, it's got to be towed. Virtually all of them are. Every insurance claim has to get reported to Carfax. Every motor vehicle claim or where their law enforcement gets involved has to be on Carfax. So those really serious ones probably going to be there. But again, like you said, it ain't perfect. It's got limitations, but the fact that more service reports are getting on there too, Pam, is really a great thing. It's arming you. It's giving you, the consumer, more information. And the other thing is that, look, the dealership consumer laws require the dealer to disclose if they know anything. And Carfax is requiring them to disclose this stuff. And now dealers give you the Carfax with the car when you buy it. So used car buying, it's still risky at times, but it's really come a long way, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You can see huge strides in the last 30 years alone of the consumer buying a new used vehicle. But, we still, as consumers, we need to read the fine print before signing on that dotted line.
Hey, caveat emptor. And hey, when we return, let's get back to this finance thing, because there's a lot of hidden things, a lot of fine print you need to be aware of when you're financing a car on the Financial Survival Network.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next.
Worried about the coming dollar collapse? Then you need to speak to Tom Cloud today about buying gold and silver. It's the key to protecting your wealth from a declining dollar. Call him now at 800-247-2812. Tom will help you find the exact right bullion products to keep you safe. Would you believe that Tom's been in the business for 38 years? Tom understands these markets better than just about anybody. He's seen bull markets and he's seen bear markets, and he's not worried, and you shouldn't be either. When it comes to uncertain times like these, there's only one place to turn, and that's gold and silver. And Tom's offering all FSN listeners free shipping and insurance. So call Tom now at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812, or visit cloudhardassets.com and tell him Kerry sent you.
The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
And if you just joined us, we are talking with Pam Oakes, renowned auto expert, author, and she's been fixing these things, taking them apart, and knows more than just about any living person around. And Pam, so, we got this thing. It's a boom taking place now, but so many of you out there really should just not be buying a new car. Pam, the average car now compared to when you got in the business, how long can a car last now, American or foreign, compared to when you got into the business?
It's kind of funny you're asking that because it's a twofold question. First of all, today's cars are not going to end up at the car shows 20, 30 years from now. The reason why is there's a ton of plastic in them, guys. There's a lot of composites. And, even the software that runs the vehicle is going to eventually become obsolete. Because remember, they want us to buy newer model vehicles, period. That's, what keeps business going, repeat business. And that's part of it. So you're not going to be seeing the 57 Chevy equivalent at the car show in 2040. But that being said, the vehicles of today are lasting longer than their counterparts 30, 40 years ago because people are, first of all, they're maintaining them a lot better. The metallurgy is much more advanced than it was 30, 40 years ago. So you're not doing valve jobs that often. The only reason why you would do something is if somebody didn't do a maintenance timing belt or if they just super overheated an engine. You're going to be pulling the head in that case. But way back when, you'd be pulling the head and doing a valve job every maybe 45, 65,000 miles. So you're not having those big maintenance issues as before. The vehicles, for an example, when it's having a drivability issue, now you have a check engine light that illuminates on your dash telling you, hey, I need help. As soon as you can, get me in. If it's flashing, you turn the key off immediately, of course. Mm-hmm. So, you have these little things going on here to help the consumer, help the vehicle. So, you have that going for you as a newer vehicle owner. The prices that they want for the newer used cars have definitely increased. I saw that happen when we had the cash for clunkers. We lost an awful lot of reliable vehicles back then. And,
that was ridiculous. We could spend a show on cash for clunkers just alone here, but we won't get into that.
Oh, yeah.
So
I have my dealer's license. My auto dealer's license, and once in a while I'll go to the auctions just to see. And I remember, for example, just before Clash for Clunkers, they had a Chevy Malibu out there. It was under 50,000 miles. It was a green light. It looked great, and it went for just under $1,000 at auction. For that same car, after Cash for Clunkers, they were going for $3,000 to $4,000 at auction. Mm-hmm. So that goes back onto the consumer. And then how is that consumer going to finance that?
It's called malinvestment here.
Yes. And it's so easy to get an auto loan.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's really alarming when you see this kind of thing, really distressing, because they were perfectly good cars that would have lasted forever, just about. But the point is, what you say is true, that they're not going to upgrade the software, although aftermarket, there'll be people doing that forever. But it's interesting because the engines last, the transmissions last, they don't rust anymore as a rule, right? So these things can really last a long, long time. They're going to last longer than most of us. The plastics, I don't think the plastics are going to really deteriorate. So really, if assuming the software can be upgraded and you can still find the interface cables to upgrade them, these things could be around for a long, long time.
Yeah, you'll get aftermarkets. I mean, you'll still see the software, I'm sure, available for popular makes and models, like the Chevy Corvette or, Porsche or a BMW, depending upon make and model that was popular. And that still remains popular 10, 20, 30 years from now. But as for the body, the composites, no, the body's really not going to rust. The only thing that the consumer's going to really have to pay attention to is the undercarriage. They're going to have to really pay attention to the brake lines, the fuel lines, the suspension steering parts, the brake components. And the reason why they have to watch that, and it's really something simple that they can do, especially after this horrible, nasty winter everybody's been exposed to up in the East and Midwest, you need to get that road salt and chemical off the bottom of your vehicle. And I know it's snowing, it's cold and everything, but you take the car to a car wash and you definitely let them use those undercarriage sprays underneath there. And I'm a big advocate for that because I'm repairing the aftermath when people aren't doing that. I'm the one replacing the brake lines and the fuel lines and the steering suspension and the brake components, something that could have been prevented. Yeah. Something that's going to definitely diminish the longevity of that vehicle. Because, rust is like cancer. Once you get it, you got it.
You got it. And on that note, got to run. Just give us your website where we get your books, Pam.
Well, thank you. It is Car Care for the Clueless, all spelled out, carcareffortheclueless.com. As a matter of fact, in about 3 weeks, we're going to be putting up an even more interactive website where we have video. Of course, we have our free forum, free car care guides, and it's all to make everyone a savvy car consumer.
Well, that's excellent. And as always, you'll find the link to Pam's site in the show notes to this interview on financialsurvivalnetwork.com. While you're at it, make sure you take a look at the site. We've got alternative financial advice coming from hundreds of websites all over the world. Our webmaster, Stefan, works tirelessly every day for hours to bring this information to you. It's really valuable. I hope you'll treasure it as I do. And don't forget to sign up for the mailing list. I got an incredible webinar coming up in about a week and a half with Mike Gazzola, and he is the king of distressed real estate investing. Pam, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for being on.
And thank you. And take care.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.